This is Algebra 1, Lesson 22C, Conditional Equations. We know about equations from the previous video. We know it's going to have an equal sign. And here we have a little bit more of a definition. An algebraic statement consisting of two algebraic expressions connected by an equal sign. So let's look at some examples and let's decide if they are true or false. So here's the first example, A. 4 is equal to 3 plus 1. Do you see I have an expression on the left, I have an expression on the right, and then they are connected by an equal sign. So this is an equation. So yes, it's an equation. Is it true or false? Well, it's true. 4 is equal to 3 plus 1. 4 is equal to 4. So we'll just say yes, this one is true. Find my pen here. All right, B. 4 plus x is equal to 2 plus 2 plus x. Again, I have an expression here, and they're equal to each other. Now I need to decide if they are true or false. Can I simplify the one on the right? What's 2 plus 2? Well, that's 4, and I bring down the plus x. So I get 4 plus x is equal to 4 plus x. Well, it doesn't even matter what value x is, right? This is going to be true. Doesn't matter what value you put in for x, it's always going to be true for any value. Let's look at C. We have an expression on the left, an expression on the right, and an equal sign between them. So it is an equation. But do you notice that this is not true? 4 is not equal to 6. So we're going to say that that's a false statement. D. 4 plus x equals 6 plus x. Well, let's see. If I put a value in for x, would that ever be true? Would it ever be true that you start with a number and add 4 to it, and it's going to be the same as starting with the same number and adding 6 to it? That doesn't make sense, does it? So that's a false statement. And then E, x plus 4 is equal to 8. Well, I guess it depends on what x is, right? Because what if x is 1? 1 plus 4 is not equal to 8. But what if x is 4? 4 plus 4 is equal to 8, right? So this one is going to depend. So what am I going to call this? This is actually a conditional equation. We can't tell if that is true or false because we don't know what the replacement is for x. If they tell us some value that makes this false, or maybe they tell us a value that it makes it true. So conditional equation is going to be a situation like this. We don't know the variable, and there's different options. Maybe there's a value that would make it true, and then there's a lot of values that would not make it true. Now notice that's different from up here. Let's go back to this one because you may be saying, well, hold on, you said that that one's true. And that's true because there isn't a value for x that wouldn't make that true. This is something called an identity. Both sides are equal regardless of the value of x. So that's how that's different from the one we just looked at in E, the conditional equation. Now, one of the other terms that you're going to learn is solution. Notice how I said here, and you remember how to solve these, we can just see looking at this one that this value has got to be 4. So if I know that x is equal to 4, then 4 is the solution. It is the number for the variable that makes the equation true. But there's another name. It's also known, a solution, as a root. That sounds kind of weird, isn't it? But the root of the equation, that's just another word for solution. So you'll notice for homework on this, sometimes they'll say, is 4 a solution for this equation? Or maybe they'll say, is 4 a root of this equation? And they're just trying to get you used to the fact that both of those are acceptable terms for solutions. Last statement here for this lesson. A solution, something, an equation. Where there's a word in your book towards the bottom of the page, right above example 22:1, and it starts with an S. Do you see it? A solution, satisfies an equation. So they may ask you, hey, does the number 1 satisfy this equation? And you would say no, because 1 plus 4 is not equal to 8. Or maybe they'll say, hey, does 4 satisfy this equation? And you would say, yes, it does. So those are a few of the terms that you may see when you're doing your assignments.